What's up, my people? My name is Kola Olenela Moses, and we're in the street of Lagos again. Ikorodu to be precise, Agric to be precise. Quick question: spouse that fight inside, couples that fight inside, and couples that fight outside. Which one is more better? Come with me, let's ask. Couples that fight inside and couples that fight outside. Which one is more better?
One that fights inside.
Okay, Ma, can you explain to us?
Because all couples used to fight. Nobody that don't used to fight in marriage.
Okay.
When you expose your marriage outside, people will start laughing at you. It's better when you fight inside. You still settle it between yourself. All couples used to fight. Nowhere there is no fight.
Okay. Amenyola, who am I here with, Ma?
I'm here. You are here with Gladys.
Okay. Miss Gladys, a quick question. Couples that fight inside or couples that fight outside, which one is more better?
The one that fight inside is more better because they fight inside, they will settle. They will settle themselves inside. No outsider will know what is happening. That is why it's better. Because they don't tell people outside. That is all.
Can you tell us why couples that fight outside is not better?
Couple that fight outside, they expose themselves to different things because people will be interfering in their marriage, and that can break the marriage. That is one thing, and it's not too good for you to be exposing yourself outside, disgracing yourself outside. You fight inside, you settle inside, and you know what to do as husband and wife.
Amenyola, who am I here with, Ma?
Okay, I'm Annabelle Chineye Mary.
Okay, Mrs. Annabelle, a quick question. Couples that fight inside and couples that fight outside, which one is more better?
Couples that fight inside.
Okay, can you give us more explanation on that, Ma?
Okay, like for example, when you and your husband have issue, maybe you guys can just settle it amicably inside. But once you get outside, it will be hard to settle because everybody will want to have their own opinion. Madam, what happened? Why did you and your husband? So me, I prefer when we have something, we do it inside, we settle it inside. Everybody just forget about it. But once it's outside, I think it will be hard for us to settle it because many options will start coming in.
Okay, let me ask this question. For instance, now the way you and your husband is, have you ever had misunderstanding outside before?
I think yes.
Okay. Then when you guys had that misunderstanding, how did you guys settle it?
When the misunderstanding happened, I quickly cautioned myself, so I went inside immediately.
Sorry, who was at fault, you or him?
I think I was at fault.
Okay, so you have to caution yourself.
Yes.
Ọkọ àti ìyàwó tó máa ń jà nílé àti ọkọ àti ìyàwó tó máa ń jà níta, èwo ló dáa jù?
Tinú ilé ọkọ àti ìyàwó tó ń jà nílé ló dáa jù. Títa yẹn ò dáa. Ohun tó fàjọ ọkọ àti ìyàwó nínú ilé ni pé báyà kò ń fi owó ọbẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ọ̀ kò tọ́jú ìyàwó ẹ̀ nínú ilé, ọ̀ kò tọ́jú ọmọ, ọ̀ kò ṣe déédéé nínú ilé bó ti yẹ kó ṣe, ó máa cause problem fún ọ nínú ilé. Ó better ju ìta lọ.
What of those ones that used to fight outside? Can you give us more reason on that, sir?
Ìkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé títa yẹn tó bá ní kó máa jà, àwọn èèyàn máa dá sí lọ́tún lọ́sì, ó máa wà crowd yẹn máa pọ̀ nígbà tí yẹn fọ́n fúnra wọn ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́ ẹ̀sìn òun títa yẹn. Ṣùgbọ́n nínú ilé wọ́n keep ẹ̀, wọ́n á jọ solve ẹ̀ padà lára ara wọn nínú ilé. So tí tinú ilé fi better ju títa yẹn lọ nìyẹn.
Mo fẹ́ béèrè question kan, sir. Okay, in between you and your wife, àtìgbà tẹ́ ti marry, ṣé ti ní understanding or misunderstanding níta rí?
A ti ní o, ṣùgbọ́n mo lo majority mi, a ò jà, inú ilé láti lọ yanjú ẹ̀. So that's it.
Báwo lẹ ṣe settle ẹ̀ nínú ilé?
Ìgbà tí mo dé nínú ilé, mo rí pé mo wà fault, mo dẹ̀ pé mo fà mọ́ra, mo bẹ̀ ẹ́. But mo sọ fún pé kó má máa kiss mi mọ́ níta. Ẹni tó bá ti ṣẹlẹ̀ kó jẹ́ kí n wọlé, kó béèrè, a máa wá solution sí àárín yẹn.
Amenyola, who am I here with?
Kasim Adunola.
Okay, Miss Adunola.
Mrs. Adunola.
Mrs. Adunola, a quick question. Ọkọ àti ìyàwó tó máa ń jà níta àti ọkọ àti ìyàwó tó máa ń jà nílé, èwo ló dáa jù mà?
Ọkọ àti ìyàwó tó máa ń jà níta tó dẹ̀ máa ń jà nílé kò sí tètò dánú méjèèjì.
Okay, ma.
For example, nsìn bẹ́ẹ̀ títa ó sì máa ní ẹ̀pù ju tinúlé lọ. Torí inú ilé ń fẹ́ fún ẹ lẹ́sàmpù kékeré kan.
Okay.
Kan lánàá àrímírèkù kan lánàá bíbá ẹ̀ máa yẹn ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí bẹ lédì yẹn bíbá ẹ̀ ní ló ń sunkún tó ń bẹ lédì yẹn pé kó fẹ́ òun lédì yẹn wá dà pé òun ò lè fẹ́ àsámọ̀ tó dé wá lọ tán àwa bẹ̀ pé kí ló ń hápùn láàrin wa àti dáàdì yín ó láwọn tẹ́ ẹ̀ kó lọ sí sáìtì òun ni ó lóun dẹ̀ ẹ̀sẹ̀ fẹ́ ni ó ní pé bẹ́ẹ̀ táwọn ò tí ì bí ọmọ fúnra àwọn oníbẹ̀ tó máa ń nù gan nínú ilé ìdí tí mo fi ní tìta sí ní ẹ̀pù nìyẹn o ó ló máa wá tó sọ fún tó ń bá pọ̀ òun sínú sáìtì yìí kò sí nǹkan kan tó máa fọ́n sí tó bá dẹ̀ pa ó pa gbé náà nìyẹn àbí mo parọ́ ó pa gbé náà nìyẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ tó bá jẹ́ ta ó yìí tètè máa rí ẹ̀pù pé á tètè réèyàn sànú ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tí a ti tà àtinú ilé ọlọ́mọdé àlámù kò dé akọ́kọ́ àtìyàwó máa jà.
Ẹ ṣé ma. Aminilawo, who am I here with?
Well, Yemi, Fola Yemi by name.
Okay, Mrs. Yemi, quick question, ma.
Okay.
Couples that fight inside and couples that fight outside, which one is more better?
Well, couple that fight inside is more better than couple that fight outside because fighting outside brings disgrace to the family, to the couples, and to the populace, even to their children.
Okay, ma.
But fighting inside, they are just inside their apartment or their house. They can equally settle there. Nobody knows what really happened.
So, one more question, ma. Since when you've been married, you and your husband, have you ever had any misunderstanding before outside?
Well, if it happens, I hardly talk because I know that if I eventually do that, that's a total disgrace to me. And my children will feel the impact. They will now be making jest of the children that, look, I saw your parents fighting outside. How do you think my children will feel? They will feel somehow, they will feel bad about it. So I don't do that outside. Whatever happens outside, I make sure that we come back home and settle our differences.
Okay, ma. What if in a situation whereby you and your husband have misunderstanding and whereby he is at fault but he's still claiming rights? How do you settle that, ma?
Well, men, they are the head of the family. So if he claims right, all the way, there is nothing I can do than to just keep quiet and be looking at him. Or I mellow down. When the thing has calmed down, I will now show him his mistake. That this is where you made mistake. You are at fault. If he agrees, fine. If he said no, like I said, he's the head of the family. There is nothing I can do. I can't beat him. Neither will I even scold him.
Neither the spouse that fought outside nor the spouse that fought inside are better. Both are destructive to relationship because whether you fight outside or you fight inside, you are destroying your relationship with your spouse. The only thing is, if you have to have a strong, constructive that will strengthen the relationship between you and your spouse. If that relationship is not being strengthened, so there might be an issue, whether you fought outside or you fought inside. But my whole perspective of it is this. As a married couple, I prefer to settle my issue inside with my spouse than to bring it outside for people to have a public look at us. External fighting with your spouse can lead to a lot of things. One, it can bring embarrassment and disgrace to the relationship. Second, it can bring a public shame and embarrassment to you. One, an internal fight between you and your spouse. It can be easily. No one know what you are fighting for. It can easily be settled.
I think the first thing I will point out is the fact that you said they fight dirty outside. Fighting dirty, I don't think to me is not a normal thing. Why would I fight outside? In fact, the word fight looks somehow. It paints a picture in my head of having, fisticuffs and all that. We are throwing punches and things like that. Why would I go and do that? Even inside the house, you have arguments. Yes, it's normal to have arguments. It's normal to have areas that we might not necessarily agree with each other, right? But I believe there is a way that we can settle things amicably. So I don't believe in fights. whether we fight outside or we fight inside. There is a way that we can settle things amicably, that it will not go out of hand to the extent that we'll have to start fighting.